Alaska, the last great frontier of North America, is a land of awe-inspiring natural beauty and harsh, unforgiving conditions. It is also a land where an astonishing 41.74 people per 100,000 go missing every year. A national record that would incite mass panic and demands for government action in any other part of the country. Yet, for the hardy natives and intrepid frontiersmen of Alaska, this is simply the price one pays to inhabit such wild territory. Recently, however, a dramatic increase in UFO activity has led many to question why so many people disappear here and whether there is a connection to the UAP or unidentified aerial phenomenon. Seward, a small yet significant town in Alaska, is a bustling hub for fishing and the offshore oil industry. With a population of around 2,600 and an equal number living in the nearby wilds, Seward is crucial for transporting supplies and personnel to offshore oil rigs in the Gulf of Alaska. The residents are accustomed to the sight and sound of helicopters and aircraft flying over their town. However, one night in the early 1990s, something extraordinary happened that defies explanation. The residents were drawn outside by the sound of a helicopter hovering unusually close to the town. Identified as a U.S. military Black Hawk helicopter, it was observed hovering stationary and observing a massive silver-gray disc, approximately 600 feet across, hovering just a few hundred feet above the forest. This object emitted red, blue, and white streaks of light from a crystal-like protrusion on its underside. It remained in place for over an hour before vanishing, prompting hundreds of calls to KSRM Radio 92. But this was not the only sighting. Other residents reported strange lights moving in anomalous patterns over the Cook Inlet, with some describing lights flying directly over the forest. Alaska's history with UFOs predates the famous 1947 Kenneth Arnold sighting that ignited public interest in UFOs. Native Alaskan lore is rich with tales of strange lights and visitors from other worlds known as star people. Jonathan Young, an academic studying native lore, highlights stories that closely resemble modern-day UFO and abduction accounts. One disturbing legend is that of the Little People, small humanoid creatures believed to abduct humans. In the village of Shaktoolik, the Little People are feared as dangerous entities, believed to abduct individuals who sometimes never return. In the early 1950s, a wave of UFO sightings swept across Alaska. A retired fisherman from Sitka reported a flying saucer near his cabin in 1950, and multiple sightings occurred over Sitka that same year. These sightings continued into the 1980s with credible witnesses, including Alaskan National Guardsmen, reporting bright UFOs. In one incident in March 1987, 4 guardsmen and 17 civilians from nearby villages reported seeing a brightly lit UFO flying across the sky. The Air Force confirmed no satellites or AWACS were in the area, leading skeptics to propose a meteor, despite eyewitness descriptions contradicting this explanation. One of the most documented UFO events in history occurred on November 17, 1986. Japan Airlines cargo flight 1628, piloted by Captain Kenju Terauchi, encountered strange lights that shadowed the aircraft. These lights moved erratically and were observed by ground radar as well. Terauchi described a massive spaceship larger than an aircraft carrier. The encounter was confirmed by radar data, and FAA officials, including John Callahan, documented the event in detail. Despite attempts to explain away the sightings as Jupiter or clouds, the evidence remains compelling. Alaska's combination of vast, untamed wilderness and a long history of mysterious disappearances and UFO sightings make it a unique and perplexing frontier. Whether these phenomena are related or simply coincidental remains a matter of debate. However, the stories and evidence continue to intrigue and mystify both skeptics and believers alike. For those daring enough to venture into this last frontier, the mysteries of Alaska remain as vast and unexplored as the land itself.